Um, I'd say the biggest lever is sort of, and this is gonna sound like cliche, but the biggest lever has been belief. So the more I got around other people who were already doing what we were doing or doing bigger transactions, the more I was like, oh, okay, this isn't as complicated as I'm making it seem, or as hard to integrate and that sort of thing. And like, so the more belief I had, the more belief I was able to like push to the other people who are inside of the organization has made the biggest change in like our ability to do more deals in a year, to do more loans in a year, all of that kind of stuff.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Podcast. I'm your host, Michelle Kesil, and today I'm joined by someone I'm looking forward to chatting with, LaVonne Idlette, who runs a vertically integrated investment firm in Florida. So excited to have you here today, LaVonne.
Excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. I think our listeners are really going to take something away from how you've been approaching solving people's problems and, yeah, creating this business. So let's dive in. First off, for those not familiar with you and your work yet, can you share what your main focus is?
Yeah, so hi everybody. I'm LaVonne Idlette, and I am a part of a family office that operates a vertically integrated real estate investment firm. So we do everything in-house, from land sourcing and vertical and horizontal development, but lending is our main focus. So we got into lending because we needed to know the pricing on money to do our own deals, and realized that other people had problems sourcing capital for their deals as well. My actual personal background is I am a securities and complex estates attorney. So my dad has been pinky in the braining me for about 30 years, telling me, go to this school, take this class, get this license, because he had been sort of under the wing of my grandfather, who started this business in the 50s.
Amazing. That is so cool. So, how has it been like working in this role? What are some of the steps that you've taken as far as learning all of the different aspects of the business and, yeah, creating all of those structures to be vertically integrated?
So, first of all, working with your family is challenging. Partially because you actually care about them. So your delivery has to be a certain way, and you want to be able to like manage using your talent in the best way possible. So for a long time, no one, and you can't even blame them because they're just men and they don't know any better. And, so they're like sending me to do things, but then not taking my advice when I bring back the information. Like, you sent me to school to learn this stuff. And then when I try to implement it, it wasn't going well. So, my approach has always been, first, create a plan that sort of removes bottlenecks, which is them making decisions.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
And then make it very simple. So that's what made us start buying companies that did things that were sort of bottlenecks to the business. So starting with a brokerage. So unfortunately in Florida, realtors do not answer the phone. And so they were just doing a bad job of helping us get new deals and selling the deals that we had. So we started off in lending and added the brokerage, then added a builder, then added construction management and sourcing materials, and all of those components. Mostly we were buying for the talent, but also for the ability for us to control our own speed to doing deals.
Yeah, amazing. And what do you feel are some of the main keys that made the biggest difference in allowing your business to be able to grow and continue to run smoothly?
Um, I'd say the biggest lever is sort of, and this is going to sound like cliche, but the biggest lever has been belief. So the more I got around other people who were already doing what we were doing or doing bigger transactions, the more I was like, oh, okay, this isn't as complicated as I'm making it seem, or as hard to integrate and that sort of thing. And like, so the more belief I had, the more belief I was able to like push to the other people who are inside of the organization, has made the biggest change in like our ability to do more deals in a year, to do more loans in a year, all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And as far as like the lending aspect of your business, are you lending mostly to investors like that are creating specific type of projects, or who's kind of like your ideal client?
Yeah, so I, as I generally tell people, we will finance anything attached to the ground. Our ideal customer, you would say, is a person who we're more like a partner, like a capital partner for. So they do lots of deals, whether that's ground up construction or fix and flips, and we can just help them plug and play and get capital for their deals as they come in, which for them is a service that is, you no longer have to focus on how I already have all your documents. So now I need, property specific documents, but everything else is plug and play. So that makes like, so repeat um people are probably our favorite, although we do also do lending for home buyers as well, because a part of our mission is providing affordable housing in Florida.
Yeah, amazing. And so, what part of your business do you feel like is the maybe like most challenging aspect that you've learned the most from?
Okay, so the vertical building part of the business is the most challenging, partially because most of the levers in that business are beyond your control. So the city hasn't given you the permits. The inspection didn't happen when you thought it was going to happen. Um, People who are on staff and the subs for each little component doesn't show up. It's Florida. The workforce is kind of terrible. But so those things make that business a little more challenging, although it still is to me worth it to have it in-house.
Yeah, absolutely. That makes sense. And so are there like specific types of projects that you find yourself typically working with?
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Yeah, so my favorite type of project that we do is infill lot spec homes. So we're building the same house over and over in different single family lots. That's the easiest, fastest part of our business. We also do build mixed use multifamily, but as you know, listeners may know because they're also in real estate, that takes forever, just from the assemblage of the land parcels to getting it entitled properly, just to get to the point of building it takes a long time. Then actually building it takes a long time too. So I'm kind of impatient. I was an athlete who was a sprinter, so I like to do things fast. So I like all the transactions that you can do fast better.
Absolutely. And so, what is one maybe example of a big shift you had to make in your business or a pivot that was unexpected that now, looking back in hindsight, you can see why it had to happen?
I'd say the biggest one was right around when the pandemic happened, because going into 2020, I had set up things to be doing everything online. The adoption rate of the other people in the business very low, because we have an office. We have to have an office. It's just how most of the regulated things within the business work. So they allow people to come in, bring physical documents, and then we have to scan those physical documents and shred them. Complete time consuming activity versus, someone uploading a PDF and it being able to automatically be filed. So the pandemic shifted everybody's ability to not listen and not adopt processes we already had. So that pivot made the business so much easier for everybody to sort of work from the office when they want to, work from home, very flexible, and has created a much better work-life balance for all of us, because I live in Hollywood, Florida, which is about an hour from our office. And so I'm very happy to not be there.
Yeah, absolutely. I can imagine that there's pros and cons to all those types of shifts.
Mhm.
And what are you most focused on solving or scaling to next in your business?
Um right now, I would say our focus is on scaling to get more people who are building affordable housing more affordable money. So being that lever and also helping them solve problems. So if people are having issues and need architectural help, or um help with expediting permits and things like that in the different cities, especially here in Florida, we my heart is for providing housing for families of Florida. And so I think the biggest opportunity and where our focus is literally helping the doers who are building the things.
Yeah, absolutely. So, does that look like working with more like developers or yeah, can you kind of like walk me through what that looks like?
Yeah, so it's mainly working with both more developers and more builders, but mostly focusing on small to medium sized builders. So the kind that build 10 to 25 units a year, and they don't have as much easy access to low cost capital as a DR Horton, for example.
Yeah, absolutely. And so when you're working with like investors, is that primarily just through the lending aspect or how are you supporting them?
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Yeah, so for investors, it really depends what they need. So if they need help with development or construction management or actually needing a builder or capital, or if they're needing, so a piece of the capital that we also do on the law firm side is helping them raise equity capital as well. All of the documentation that is required to disclose, the level of risk that an investor is taking on, but also facilitating relationships of people who are interested in being equity partners in real estate as well. So we help with both sides.
Awesome. What are you most looking forward to for this year with your business? Are there any like opportunities that you're getting excited about?
Um, so our biggest opportunity is that we own a lot of land. So watching as Florida has exploded in the last 5 years from being sort of a really nice place to being like, oh, everyone wants to move here. So there's lots of other developers coming into the market. And so the biggest opportunity right now is figuring out what we want to build in different spaces so we own land from about Titusville down through Miami. And so as other things are building, seeing how we can add things that add value to that community, whether that's retail, industrial, homes, or whatever.
Yeah, amazing. That is exciting.
Yeah.
What kind of like how are you generating like the leads for the people that you're partnering with for your projects?
Yeah, so we have been a 100% referral business the entire time. So partially it's podcasts like this that people start to reach out to me and say, hey, we're working on this. Would you be interested in partnering? I also speak at a lot of conferences. We were at Uncorrelated Alts this week, which is Miami Alts, which Alternative Investments Week. And so I am kind of like the face of the business as it pertains to like being out in public. But the good thing about doing good work is the referrals really come from past clients.
Yeah, definitely. What are some of the maybe things about your business that have really like taught you and shaped you that you wouldn't have expected?
Mm. So, um, hmm, that's a good question. I'd say because half of what I do personally has to do with estates. So how things are titled and how things pass between people when people pass away. Um, the most unexpected things that have happened in the course of this business has been the amount of people who fight over um properties and the amount of people who don't want the properties when the person who accumulates them pass away. So I find that to be interesting and disheartening at the same time. So I'm usually like, prepare your children for what they are going to be inheriting and find out if they actually want it so that you can prepare in advance like, okay, I don't want my things to go to the auction block of, probate court and watch it go to other people. So protecting it in advance from yourself and from them.
Yeah, that is pretty wild, I'm sure. People
Yeah.
don't think about that in their everyday thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it sounds like you guys work through so many different types of avenues. Is there anything that you guys don't touch?
Yeah, so the only thing that we don't do inside of the business is insurance and title. So, and I look at it as the best opportunity to build relationships with others. So because we don't do our own insurance in-house, and especially on the lending side, we meet new title people and new insurance people on a normal basis. And so building relationships with them, we send them referrals, they send us referrals back also. So that has been an interesting. I just don't like insurance at all, and I'm hoping that at some point title gets on a blockchain so that we can, not need to run title reports every single time on the same properties.
Definitely. So, are there specific like networking strategies that you use to, yeah, connect with like your people that you partner with?
It's mostly going and speaking at conferences that have other people who are internal to the industry, but also people who are just interested in being real estate partners, not necessarily doing the work. Um, so we do have a lot of partners who are dentists because we go to a dental conference and stuff like that. And so, um, but my number one tip for people as it pertains to networking is sit at bars and talk to strangers. So when I first got out of law school, would go to a happy hour at a bar on the beach. So whether that was Fort Lauderdale Beach or Miami Beach, and I would sit next to strangers and talk to them about their business, what they were doing, what they were interested in, where they were looking at real estate. And over time, you just accumulate a lot of number one information, but a lot of friends. And then those people may never become your partners, but because they know what you do, they introduce you to someone who is looking for a partner.
Yeah, definitely. That's great out of the box advice. Awesome. So before we wrap up here, if somebody wants to reach out, connect, learn more about what you're up to, where can people find you and connect with you?
Yeah, so my website is lalahurdles2.com, which is also my Instagram name, by the way. So that's LALAHURDLES, the number 2.com. The funny story behind that name is I did the 100-meter hurdles in the 2012 Olympics. And so that name, I've actually had it since AOL dial-up, way to date myself. But that's where you can find me personally. If you're looking for loans, it's Reddish Bull Finance. The best place to reach out to me to talk would be LinkedIn. I actually do check those messages and respond to everybody there. And it's just my name, LaVonne Idlette.
Perfect. Well, I appreciate your time, your story, your perspective. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course. And for the listeners tuning in, if you got value, make sure you have subscribed. We've got more conversations with operators like LaVonne who are building real businesses, and we will see you on the next episode.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.